Yeah. So when the person, when the puck's behind the goal line, right, and your guy has it, or they have it, but maybe their back's to you and they're not gonna be able to make a play, that's the best time to do scans that I found.
Okay.
So here I am going around the corner. Our guy has the puck, so I could do a quick scan as you play it through here.
There
So
it is.
boom, right there. He drops it off. I can see, okay, what are the options if there's a turnover? Where's the puck going to go if our guy turns it over? And then play it through. We turn it over, of course, you know. And then it's like, oh shoot, this guy's going to get it, you know. And so it's like, okay, what are his options now? He got the puck, and before he even has the puck fully and does everything, I know exactly what his options are because I did that little check. So now I know that Bedard's right there. I drop it in the RVH because I want to be able to get across for it, and I don't want him to bank it off me here. And so now RVH sitting there chilling. I know Bedard's there. I know the one-timer is going to be there. And so then he makes the pass. And then from there, it's just like seal the bottom of the ice, make the save, and then keep that visual attachment for any secondary chances. Because if I had just reached and not looked at it, and then it's like, okay, well, now I don't know where the puck is. Now maybe he puts the secondary one in, but because it's like a quick turn, look at it, see the puck, and make the first save, and I'm able to make the second save. In a perfect world, if you go back to where I am in the RVH, so here I am. I drop the RVH, and it's because I drop and I check and I see where Bedard is. And so right now that was a good RVH position at the beginning, and then he pause it here. So now as he gets closer, I can't see that he's getting closer, obviously. So it becomes a little bit tougher. But ideally, in my RVH, I get a little bit flatter.
I was gonna say,
so that way it makes coming across a lot easier because then maybe I get flatter, and instead of having to do a split and really reach, I can just like do a big shift and shift in my whole butterfly, and that way I can seal the top of the net too. But because my angle's a little bit off here, because I didn't realize how close he was getting, then he makes the pass.
You have to be careful on this reach too, like
yeah, 100%. You have to be careful on the reach. And so like I do a little bit of a reach, and my angle's a little bit off, and now it's like, oh crap, now I gotta do a whole big split save, and it looks like a bigger save than it should have been probably. The fans love it, you know, but in a goalie standpoint, you see he has the entire top half of the net. Like if he throws that bar down, like it would have been a goal for sure. And I remember thinking that at the exact time, but I luckily he kept it low there. But yeah, obviously be a little bit more flatter as the guy gets closer, and it'll make the save much more easier. You'll be able to shift your entire body, and it's really important not to reach for pucks. Like if you can seal it off, great, seal it off. But as soon as you start reaching, you put your momentum forward, and then it makes it way harder to like your momentum's forward. Then you got to get your momentum back. Then you got to swing all the way around, and it really kind of can screw you up your bounce. See, like there, it's like, oh, whoa, it's a little bit of a like
you started to you didn't go too like you didn't sell out on trying to block that pass. So you
but it's just like a little bit, and then just that little bit is like can be enough to really like kind of screw you, because then it's like I reach, so then my butt goes back, and then I have to do a big turn to really like fill the bottom of the ice instead of just like a simple little shift into it.
Now this is a good lesson because you're not just celebrating a great save. You said the fans get it, fans love it. You're learning from what it was that required it to maybe be a little more spectacular than in a perfect world you would have. That's a good lesson.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like anytime you see a desperation save, I mean that's not necessarily true, but like a lot of the times it could probably be prevented, you know, if you have the proper technique. And I think that's why you see like when you think of the best goalies, you know, of all time, they usually make the game look really easy. And like a Carey Price is a great example. Like he made the game look so easy all the time. He was always in the right spot. He never really had to make these crazy saves. He did, you know, but it was very rare for him to be out of position. And this one I probably could have made look a lot easier, and nobody probably would have batted an eye. But because I had bad technique and I'm doing the splits or whatever, the fans started chanting my name. They started going nuts. So it looks good, but it's definitely not sustainable, because if he roofs that, that's a goal, you know?
Yeah, no, I love that because I remember writing a story about how goalies don't like highlight reel saves, right? Like, I mean, we all know it as goalies, but it was for like my NHL.com column. Like, you know, all those ones that you fans are celebrating? Usually, although I will say, as the game's gotten so much more dynamic, some of them are just like there is no more perfect because the game's not perfect in front of us.
sure.
So sometimes we need to go 911.
100%. And that's the thing. That's why you got to be a good athlete. You got to be mobile. You got to be quick because, you got to be able to make those saves sometimes. You can't just like always make the perfect robotic save. You got to be able to go outside of the box sometimes, which is something that I've done my entire career, obviously, because I went from being this crazy freak athlete who was super out of control and had no technical knowledge to now try to like make more technical saves and get out of that like crazy out of control stuff.